Are you looking for additional revenue streams? Today we are talking about how to find the right network marketing company and other home based businesses for you on this episode of Coffee with Tea. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, Tanya Tyler, and I'm excited because we're going to reconnect with a good friend of mine, Mr. Eric F. King, and we're going to dive more about home-based businesses and why it's important to have some kind of additional stream of income. But again, I always allow my guests to best explain who they are, so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Eric. Welcome to the call, sir. It's welcome to see you.
Great to see you again.
And I want you to please reintroduce yourself to the audience and tell a little bit about how you're dealing with this whole reopening of after the COVID experience and maybe a lesson you've learned from the shutdown. So the floor is yours there, sir.
All right. Well, I will say just to right off the bat, a great lesson about the whole shutdown is you got to be prepared. Okay, you always have to be prepared for, anything. So my background is I have a background as an attorney. I was practicing law for several years, and then I got involved with home-based business because I was actually laid off from my job and I didn't have any income. So even though I was looking for another job, I realized that I should have created some kind of extra income or passive income where, I don't have to rely solely on one source of income. Okay, so that's how I started my journey. So I started in network marketing, building the network marketing business, and then I got into affiliate marketing, and then online businesses, and that's basically how it all started for me. And now I teach people to do the same because again, anything can happen. Pandemic, recessions. I mean, we see it all the time. Every 10 years, something's going to happen. And we should all be prepared for that.
Right. You're not lying. As my daughter would say, you are not lying. So really, there's so many home-based businesses out there that people can really start examining. And I know in your book you laid out at least 10 of them and stuff like that. So for those who are like learning to like maybe navigate for this first time, what advice would you be for them to figure out what maybe in the direction would they be looking for home-based business? What would a key element that they would look for if they're going to start a home-based business?
Okay. Yeah. So one thing I always advise people to do is to look at different options, because I think one mistake that a lot of people make is, they want to start a business, then maybe they have some money to invest and they just want to do something. And they go online or they talk to a friend or someone, and the first business they see, they jump into it. Now the problem with that is that may not be the best business for you, right? You can jump into a business and, after 3 or 6 months, you realize that, I'm not really passionate about this. And then you have to start all over. So what I would advise is you definitely want to look at different types of businesses to see what you align with, if you have certain values, you want your values to align with whatever business you're in. And then you also have to be passionate about what you're doing. So whatever service or product that you are providing, you must be passionate, because there will be ups and downs in any business. Okay, I'm sure you know this. There are ups and downs in any business, and the difference between people that make it through and people that don't is mostly because they're just passionate. The people that make it, they're just passionate about it. So they're able to get over the hurdles much easier because they enjoy it. So that's something that's very important.
Right. And, we talk about passion a little bit, and I'm not, not going to dive too much down into the passion, like how to find your passion and stuff like that, because we got other episodes for that. But really, like when you're in a business and say, I'll give you an example I was in a network marketing business, but somewhere in my heart, it just, even if it was a great opportunity, it just didn't speak to me. How do you know if what you're choosing, as you say, is helping you with your passion? Is there something that, maybe you would help somebody who's like holding on to something that's just maybe not there?
Yeah. Well, one thing that I tell people, like in terms of network marketing, for instance, don't join a company that doesn't provide a product or service that you would be excited about without the income. So it's something that you would buy anyway, even if there was not a compensation plan attached, right? So that's why, when I mentor network marketers, I say don't go around telling people, you can make so much money, you can be rich. You have to let them know what it is that you are providing, selling, so to see if they have an interest in it. Because no, you won't be very successful if you don't believe in what you're doing, right? If you believe it's just another commodity, right? So yeah, so the product or the service, you have to be a product of the product. If you see the product and you say, yeah, I don't really need it, but I want to make money, it's not going to happen. You have to love it so much that you're telling people about it, and they want more information because of your passion for it. And so yeah, you got to believe in what you are doing, and you have to be able to want the product or service whether you're making money or not.
Good point. Good point. And so is it too late to like say I went with one company? It's not to say to judge all companies against one policy, right?
What's
Is that's
that?
based not to judge one company against all, like some people have that mindset like a network marketing. Oh, I'm done with network marketing.
Yes.
How do you deal
So
with that?
okay, that's a good question. You see, yeah, some people shy away from network marketing, quite frankly, because I think people have been known to just exaggerate on how successful you can be and how fast, right? People, people tend to, I guess exaggerate and say, well, if you join or here's the thing, they see a success story of someone that maybe built a six-figure income in 6 months, and then they're telling everybody that you can do it too. Now they don't know that that person had a lot more experience in maybe in other companies, or they have some kind of background, or they know a lot of people. So I think because of that, people shy away from it because they think that it's the information people give out is false. And that's and some people do that, but by and large, there are several legitimate network marketing companies that have legitimate products and services, viable products and services that help people, and you can truly make an income. And some people even make a significant income.
Right.
But and if you were in network marketing and you had a bad taste in your mouth because of what you heard and of it, if you can still succeed in the industry if you believe, right? If you believe that you can succeed, you will. Because it all starts with the mindset, right? For instance, if someone says, well, nobody makes money in network marketing, that person won't make money in network marketing. Right? It won't come by accident, right? But so it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Yeah, there are legitimate companies that have been around 30, 40, 50 years and very successful people in the companies. But you have to find your passion, and then you need obviously the right training and the right mentorship to be successful. Yeah. And another thing is too, I tell networkers all the time, don't try and force people to join your business. That's the last thing you should do. If you drag them in, you'll drag them around, and and you don't want to do that. I teach helping people find the right company, and then working the right company to become successful.
Right, right. That's a really good point. And I want to take this moment to say, if you're enjoying what Eric is picking up or dropping down, and you're already picking up, hit us, give us a like, let us know, maybe follow up with a comment down below, because we're going to touch a little bit about having the right attitude, and then we're going to go a little bit more about how maybe define streams of income. So really, Mr. Eric, you touched a lot. I know, forgive me for those who know, I call Mr. Eric. Eric, you touched on it, having the right attitude about your experience. How much is that played towards your people's success when they're looking for home-based businesses? They're having the right attitude.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I often say that if I introduce you to the number one earner in a company, and they knew everything about the company, and I sat them down with you for a whole weekend, and they taught you everything they know, it won't matter if you don't have a good attitude. It won't matter, right? So that's more important than everything. It starts with the attitude. People say, well, he makes a lot of money. He's so successful. That's why he's always happy or he has a great attitude. No, he probably had a good attitude before he started or he won't be there. It's the other way around. It's the other way around. Yeah. So it doesn't come with success. You have it before the success comes. So yeah, absolutely. Attitude is, you look at things differently. I mean, you look at things differently when you have a positive attitude, right? So, and that's basically the foundation of success, not just in home-based business, in life in general, right? In life.
Right. Right. Well, let's talk about, we've mentioned the book a couple times. Can you share the title of the book with us, and then we can dive a little bit more about your income?
Sure, I can actually show it to you.
Yes, you can.
It's called the Home Business Boom. Okay, a guide to creating 10 multiple streams of income, and
Well,
it's right on Amazon.
yeah. And, we talked about the difference between having one income. It was in our first video. So again, I'm going to do a plug. Make sure you check out her first video because he brought the intro on it. And you talked about the importance of having not just the one table leg, but the multiple table legs. So can you expand upon that before we dive more in?
Sure. So I talk about the difference between a one-legged stool and a Parthenon. Now, everybody knows what a one-legged stool is. It's a stool with one leg, right? A Parthenon is an example of a Parthenon is like the Supreme Court building. If you Google the Supreme Court building, that's a Parthenon. Even the White House is a Parthenon because it has a lot of pillars to it. And those structures, they started in Greece, and they're so strong that even if you knock down a couple of those pillars, it will still stand strong. Okay, so that is my analogy. When you have one stream of income, it doesn't matter how good the job is. It doesn't matter what company it's for. I mean, we saw during the last recession, companies that were around for 100 years went out of business, right? So when you have one stream of income, what happens is if you lose that income, then you are devastated, right? You're devastated. You have nothing. Now you have to start with zero. But if you have multiple streams, then even if you lose one, you still have some income coming in. So you don't feel as bad. And now you can still obviously go out to look for more, but at least you have something coming in, especially if you build some passive income streams.
Right. And can we talk about some of those passive income streams
Sure.
that you mentioned in the book? I know
Sure.
one that I love and it really struck a chord with me is the coaching thing.
Yes.
So you shared many things that you don't have to be an expert. So can you expand upon that?
Yes. So people often think that to be a coach or to have a course or something like that, you have to be an expert. You have to know everything about it. You don't. You have to know more than the people that you're coaching. Okay. You have to be further along, right? So for instance, you are a podcaster, and I'm sure that you probably have role models in the podcasting industry. Like, I want to be like her or him, right? So you're thinking they know more than you, but you know a lot more than me, than most people. So you can coach someone on creating a podcast. Okay. And because it's not just, the information they want, it's the guidance. It's like, okay, so what do I do next? Or I have this problem. How did you deal with it? You can answer those questions. You see what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people, especially nowadays, are getting into coaching and consulting because, again, and here's the thing: you don't even need a degree. You don't need to go to school for it. As long as you have the experience, you can do it. You can be a coach, and you can even do it part time. Some people do coaching in the evenings or the weekends. So that is a fast growing industry right now. Coaching.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And then, we're getting down for a few more minutes, but you wrote a book. So that's considered another stream of income, correct?
Yes, it is. It is. So yeah. So every week people buy my book, right? Since I wrote it, and it makes me money while I'm doing other things, right? So it's basically packaging what you have into a book, okay? Or some people put it into a course. That's another one, and then people will consume it even though you're not there, and they get value from it. And because when you put it out there, it's out there. People will buy it for years and years to come. Yeah, so those are other great ways to generate passive income from home.
Thank you. And again, he wrote a book. Can you show the book again there,
Yes.
Cyril?
Home Business Boom.
Yes, make sure you check out the book. Find it on Amazon. And like I said, we just touched on two streams of income. He mentions at least 10 in there that you can actually get started with. And so, this is the part where I want to wrap up and stuff like that. And I want to make sure that everybody hears at least the one message that you want everyone to take away because, you know, there this is your time to share that one key message. What is that you want people to take away from your podcast today?
The message is whatever you do, you want to have more than one stream of income. It gives you peace of mind. Okay. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you more security and it gives you options. If one business doesn't go well, you can always jump into the other one. Okay. I literally had a friend who was making almost $500,000 a year in real estate. And during the recession, he lost it all. And one thing he told me is like, Eric, I wish I invested in other businesses. I won't be, on a ground zero, even less. It became, negative. So yeah, so that's my what I would tell anybody. And it does start. This book will help you. I couldn't find a book like it. That's why I wrote it. It will help you make those decisions. So you know what path to take.
That's that's another good point that I want to touch on because you really, if you're looking for a book, obviously if you're reading books, you're looking for something. So if you can't find it, what would you say? Write it, create it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that is another thing. There's something that other people want to know, or you've done research and it's not out there, and then you package it together and make it into a book. Yeah.
Great point. Thank you. And I want to wrap up and make sure everybody knows where to find you. So, Eric, where can people find more information about you, your book, where they can reach you and connect with you if they're looking for coaching?
Yes. So successwitheric.com is my website, successwitheric.com. And then if you do / HBB, Home Business Boom, you'll link to my book. So successwitheric.com / HBB. And if you want to follow me on LinkedIn or YouTube, Eric F. King. Just go look for Eric F. King and you'll see.
Again, thank you. So it's been a pleasure talking to you. I always want to, this is my unofficial question for all those who tune in. Would you like to come back and maybe have a deeper dive and some more conversation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, thank you so much for putting this together. I love watching your podcast and I learn a lot from all your podcasts.
Well, thank you. I'm learning a lot from you too. So that's another thing. Connect with great like-minded people. That's another thing to help you with your sources and building your passion up. Correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to say thank you, Eric, for sharing your insight and your wisdom with us. And I also want to take a moment to say thank you for all those who tuned in. Remember that your feedback is welcome. Links that Eric mentioned will be posted down in the description box. So please make sure you check it out down there below. If you have enjoyed today's insight, please hit that like button. And if you want to continue to get more insight, hit that subscribe button over there. And remember, take things in stride, go with the flow, and create your own path. And we will see you here on another episode of Coffee with Tea. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.